How's it going, everyone? BrewUnited here on a Saturday with a pickups video that is brought to you by, unofficially, the United States Postal Service. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so you're asking yourself, how was this brought to us by the United States Postal Service? Well, it technically wasn't brought, and that's kind of the problem. So for the past few weeks, and actually going back to maybe the end of last year, there's been all kinds of problems with the United States Postal Service that I've never had before. And I've shipped tons of stuff, sold tons of stuff on eBay, and I just don't understand how they can get it so wrong all of a sudden. Now, I do have some shippers that are like FedEx and things like that and DHL that are still knocking it out of the park, but USPS is really falling apart somehow. So I don't want to get into the political aspect of it. I'm just saying that right now, my God, it is so bad. But we did get some games, and they all kind of came in over the past couple of days. So I've had 8 games, thankfully, hit the door. And these are actually the 8 that I'm going to go through. So let's talk about those. So to start with, I had 3 games that came in a pack. And one of these beautiful Facebook Marketplace type things where I actually had different games show up. So, you know, hey, it's kind of a surprise. Surprise! What game did you get? I don't know. Different. So to start with, I actually got Gyromite. Gyromite is one of those games that you actually require Rob the Robot, if you remember that from the old Nintendo Entertainment System days. And Rob the Robot is this little guy that carries these 2 little gyroscope things and moves them, and then you have kind of a game to play with it. I have only seen one friend of mine have it back in the day, and I kind of thought it was pointless, but it's one of those games that I didn't have, so I wanted to check the box, but I actually did not intend to get it. It was actually supposed to be pro wrestling, and I thought I could actually move pro wrestling because I already have it behind me, but that didn't work out. So I have Gyromite. And actually, I got ripped off because that's a $5 difference in game. But yeah, anyway, let's keep moving. Operation Wolf. It's one of those games that is great in the arcade. It's not fantastic on the NES, but had to pick it up, so got another one for those. And this is one that I had not seen, like many games actually, which is Star Soldier. Kind of a vertical scroller, shoot 'em up type game, and should pop that in at some point and kind of show you guys what it is. And this other one has a little bit of a story attached to it, but let's talk about that. So Narc is my 4th game. This was separate from those 3. And Narc is one of those kind of just say no to drugs type game. Nancy Reagan from the 1980s. Dare, you know, if you're one of those. And funny story, we actually had a guy across the hall at college from me that we nicknamed him Narc. And the funny story is, well, not for about 10 people in the dorm, he was a narc, and actually he arrested about 10 people. Then he came across the hall and goes, hey, say no to drugs. You know, just shook my head. And actually, I wasn't one of those people, so there you go. So Mom and Dad, don't worry. I wasn't doing anything. All right, let's dive into a completely different set of games. And this was actually recommended by a friend of mine called Chris. And he said, hey, have you ever heard of Disgaea? I said, I have never heard of Disgaea. And to me, as soon as we hopped off one of our calls, we usually have about once a week, I said, hey, let me check what this is. So Disgaea is a game that looks to me very much like Final Fantasy Tactics. And I was like, okay, I'll just get the game. Little did I know, there's not just one game. There's like 5 or 6 of these things. So I actually picked up 4 of them. 3 of them came in. Again, USPS, thank you for at least getting me these 3. And there's another one on the way. So Disgaea, PlayStation 2. And really interesting because this is one of those games that is right up my alley, and I've never actually played before. And for some reason, I haven't heard of it. And I'm usually familiar with Atlas games. So I said, all right, Disgaea 1 I picked up, Disgaea 2. And apparently I moved on from the PlayStation 2 and moved on to PlayStation 3. We have Disgaea 3, and I actually have one of the later versions coming on the PlayStation 4. So looking forward to that. And I haven't ordered 5 yet. I'm like, my gosh, Chris, you got me on a tangent here, getting all these different games. And the final one that I picked up was actually, it's a newer game. It's World of Final Fantasy. This is the Maxima version. So this one's actually on the Xbox One. As you know from earlier pickups, I picked up one of the Xbox Series X consoles in recent time. And really enjoying that. And actually the family is too, as I mentioned. So I've got the PlayStation 4 and I've got the Xbox Series X, 1X. Why did they name this thing? It's like they had the Riddler coming up with names. It's not the new one. We'll just put it that way, right? right now while I'm filming this video. I'm totally tripping up over myself. So anyway, 8 pickups, interesting pickups for me. And Disgaea is actually one that I'm really interested in playing really shortly. Now, as you know, I have a daily series going on with Suikoden 2, and this one's just called Daily Brew. So I'm going to keep that going for probably a couple hundred episodes, if you can believe it, because the original one was roughly 100, and that was really cool. You know, it was one of those where I popped in the game and I just kept playing it, broken it in about 10-minute chunks, sometimes a little longer, I know. And I really love playing that. So let's end this video with saying that Suikoden 2 is going on every single day. I'm probably going to slow roll because of the pickups and just the United States Postal Service. Again, this is not a political statement, just like what is going on with the United States Postal Service. And I'll probably read up on it. Might even ship things non-USPS for a while so I can get them. But I probably will be slowing the pickups to once, probably a month or twice a month until maybe I can get a backlog ahead of it, right? So we'll see. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the pickups, and I hope you're safe and I hope you're well. And we will talk to you probably next Saturday. I'm going to skip the Wednesday video, and you'll see me every day. If you want to join for the Suikoden 2, please check them out. I think they're interesting. Light commentary, really easy to listen to, and we'll see you soon. Take care.